Welcome to episode 1132 of the Multifamily Collective. Today I want to talk about something that I read. It read like this: the revolt of the essential worker. And the essence of the article that I read was about COVID, obviously, and how it impacted the multifamily space and how it affected business in general. But frontline workers, essential workers, people who, despite the fact that the pandemic came along and it impacted people in all areas of business, but how there was this sort of binary effect in the sense that people in corporate offices could simply escape to their homes and carry on with business. Um, Whereas essential workers, in the case of the multifamily space, those people who work on site, leasing consultants, property managers, maintenance supervisors, maintenance technicians, groundskeepers, etc., were required to continue to move forward, continue to show up, even though we locked offices for a long time and we put a lot of the necessary protocols in place to keep people protected. We still required them to show up at some point, and then there was a reopening of the economy at some point, and people were required to unlock the doors again and interact with people. It's amazing. I still see doors locked to this day, whereby you can't get in an office space. You have to conduct your multifamily. I was shopping a property the other day, and I had to stand outside and wait, and had to wait for somebody to come and show me an apartment, but I couldn't go in the leasing office, which, however you feel about that, was super strange to me. But the revolt of the essential worker is this idea. I imagine it's turning into a fact where people who were essential workers and who were required to show up despite everything that was going on in the marketplace, and especially as they compared and contrasted themselves against people who work in corporate environments who could just simply escape the home. The revolt is, hey, look, I did it. I'm done. I'm moving on. And I expect that when I go to a new place, I'm going to be treated differently. I'm going to require and expect more out of a future employer than maybe the experience that I had at my prior company. And I think that is real. I think and I imagine where corporate team members escaped to home and didn't get out into the world and didn't visit sites and didn't engage with people and interact with them, certainly with protocols in place. Um, those versus the individuals who got out there. Tony Sousa comes to mind for me. He was out there with essential workers, with people, wiping down elevator buttons, helping clean, helping make sure that areas were certainly sanitized in the early innings of the COVID pandemic. So I think that participation from a corporate level team member versus the one who didn't get out there and engage will be a real difference maker going forward. And I think the revolt can only be squelched, if you will, by those employers, places of employment that actually engage. Life does go on, and life will go on, and people will adapt, and COVID is and will be endemic, and it will hang around forever and ongoing. And at some point, right, wrong, or indifferent, you have to get out there and engage again, certainly in a way that um, helps you feel protected to the extent that you can be protected from something like this. But you have to get out there, or you get the revolt, and the revolt could be devastating, and it will be devastating, and it has been devastating, and it will continue to be devastating. I think the answer to that in 2022 is engage. Get out there, put all your protections in place, look at your risk factors, put what you believe to be the right protections in place, and then go. You have to go. You have to get back to life, and you have to engage, and you have to put down the revolt, so to speak. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.